self-organizing teams. What we did is we saw which are the areas that we as a team need to focus. Scrum, Kanban, and XP. So Kanban was more for the visual workflow management. What are the things that are in pipeline for the team to work about? So same way, go back and when you check in your organization, which of the agile practice or methodology me or my team needs to adopt. So that's the second key takeaway that I was mentioning about. This is about our first Scrum team and its journey. So the first Scrum team, if you take, so we were developing the planned scenarios and how much we could really accomplish about. The first sprint was a miserably failure because what you saw was planning poker. Our estimations were not done by all of the team members. Some of the senior members did the estimation on behalf of the other members, and our estimation went very bad. So in fact, then the next, we took a sprint review. We got to know the input or very seriously, we should involve all the members doing the estimation. So that's where I would say the Scrum but to Scrum movement, slowly we started doing, and we could be like meeting the targets that we were setting for our own teams internally. But still, the agile world in my organization at times is heavily resisted. People hate it at times because of this Dilbert script. They think agile means no documentation. Especially some of the documentation team keep asking me, Mahesh, you talk about agile, your teams do agile, but we still have one challenge. What's the role of the documentation team in the agile? So there is no documentation. So it's giving a false impression to the rest of the stakeholders that our role is not required in the organization, which is not the case. In fact, we asked, what are the releases that we make to the outside world? If you see, there are different units. Within the organization, we have units like mobile finance solutions, mobile data solutions, mobile business solutions, mobile lifestyle solutions. The caller tune that plays on your phone is developed by one of the MLS solutions. The finance are all developed by MFS. The data that you do is developed by IBS. So like that, we have different units. So when they release the software to the customer, it goes through a certifying body called as a PVG, a product validation group. Being a product company, so there is a certifying body which certifies the product. If you see the number here, due to the time crunch, most of the times out of 358, we have 109 which are actually certified by the body. Rest go with the certification by the PU themselves. PU means the engineering teams themselves certify that in the given time, this is what we certify that we have done, and it should work on the field. And it goes with an approval of the head of the engineering or with the DPM, which is quite a risk for us. So this is the area of concern. So why do we think we are not able to go all the time through the certification body? It is because of the amount of time that it takes to test all the regression scenarios. The amount of change that happens to the telecom software most of the times is incremental, and it happens on a daily basis. And we keep shipping the software twice a week. Sometimes it may happen thrice a week for particular sites based on what customer really want. So we have a challenge in the organization, that is we are working with legacy code. How many of you have legacy code? Thank you. So every time we see the legacy code, the challenge comes is we curse all our senior members who have written that code. I have been at both the end. I have cursed my seniors. At the same time, I have been cursed by my juniors. Okay. So if you talk about non-agile world, we would say it's a DDT culture. It's a divide of development, divide of testing. From that culture, we need to move towards what's called as TDD, the test-driven development. So if you have to be agile, or if you want to really sustain your team to be being agile, so that team members more focus is on productivity, on features, they need to cut down the amount of efforts they do manual testing. So that's where the test automation helps you to sustain your agility. Okay, but change is not that easy, it's quite hard. Okay, so automation is an escape velocity. How many of you heard the word escape velocity? One of the recently or politician talked about escape velocity. Maybe you must have watched this video. Okay, I'll just play this video for all of you.
Change with our productivity, change with our health, change with our mindset. Change is hard at first. Why? Because you are overcoming escape velocity, just like the space shuttle uses more fuel in the first 60 seconds than it will use up during its entire circumference around the Earth.
So that was Robin Sharma.